Around the world, aid is starting to flow to Lebanon. Pallets of medical supplies loaded onto planes in France, with rescue teams readying themselves to join the search for survivors. It's feared there are still many people trapped under the twisted metal and debris from the blast. The French President, Emmanuel Macron, will arrive here later as a show of solidarity, a sign of support from one of this nation's closest allies. The explosion is something no one here will forget ever. Bride Isra Sablani was posing for her wedding photos when the explosion ripped through the streets around her. "24 hours later, she returned to the same spot with her husband, safe but shaken by the experience.
I feel so sad about what happened to other people, about what happened to Lebanon. When I woke up and I saw the damage that happened to Beirut, the one thing I said was, Alhamdulillah, we're still alive.
There is a resilience here, the people shaped and hardened on the forge of conflict. But this was something else. Even years of shelling, car bombs and endless war are no preparation for what appears to be a random explosion of titanic proportions. It came from nowhere in the gentle calm of a balmy summer evening. And as people come to terms with the damage, the authorities say they've placed a number of port officials under house arrest, whilst investigators try to understand who was responsible for the storage of the ammonium nitrate that caused the blast. Last night, with the city plunged into darkness, the security forces went out onto the streets. The government's declared a 2-week state of emergency. The authorities are now saying that more than half the city has been damaged by the blast. Now, countless families are having to spend another night outside in the sweltering heat. This area is normally an area of protest, and there is a great deal of anger here. But for the moment, they're gathering to bring in humanitarian aid, which they're hoping to distribute in the coming hours. Hayat Nazir is gathering bedding. It's basic, but better than nothing. She blames the government for this catastrophe.
I have one concern, that if other countries are going to help Lebanon, and if they're going to give the money to the government, then it's like they're giving money to those who destroyed us and killed us. They will steal the money.
Lebanon is now a country with crisis piled upon crisis. Economic collapse, political meltdown, COVID-19, and now this. The smoking crater of the port asphyxiating a city which is already drowning in debt and corruption. Alex Rossi, Sky News, Beirut.